My condolences to the people that lost family and friends in the Colorado shootings, because that is such a senseless, violent act. And the asshole that did that, the cop should just shot him in the head, because you can't. Just something like that, that's just sick, and that's a terrible tragedy, and yeah, my heart goes out to those that lost people, because you just want to go see a movie, and for something like that to happen is just truly heartbreaking. So it's a depressing thing. So my condolences to all that lost someone in the Colorado shooting. Oh, this just feels right. Oh, I can die happy now. You know, I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm not sure, but honestly, the movie has raped the Avengers. The Dark Knight Rises bends the Avengers over backwards and just spanks them in the ass and says, "You suck." Honestly, this movie kicks the Avengers' ass. The Avengers is nothing compared to Dark Knight Rises. Avengers is a good movie, but it's a good superhero comic booky kind of. Yeah, it's kind of a fun movie that'll. It's fun, but it's not going to do anything more than that, really. Like, they'll have other themes and stuff, but it's kind of half-assed. This is a great movie, and I'm telling the Academy right now, if Christopher Nolan or Christian Bale or Tom Hardy doesn't win some kind of award, I'm going to hunt you down, and then I'm going to break your back, and then I'm going to burn down the Academy. When the Academy is ashes, you'll have my permission to die. I had that bad joke, but yeah, I will actually. I'll feel inclined to, because this movie is great. And even I just gotta get into it, and honestly, I'm not gonna review this once, I'm reviewing it twice. This review, no spoilers, but the second review, I'm just gonna spoil everything, because I got so much to talk about. Oh, amazing movie. So, big question I'm gonna answer right now. Is it better than the previous two? This movie is better than Batman Begins by far. And Dark Knight, yes, I think it's better than Dark Knight. Dark Knight was such a good movie, and I think this surpassed it. Like, everything. The directing, Christopher Nolan's directing, Dark Knight Rises, much better directing. The fight scenes, which is my problems with the first two Batman movies, they were kind of a little too up close. This one, camera's back far, just kind of steady. It's just greatly filmed fight scenes, greatly filmed action scenes all around. The acting, everyone that's in the other two is great. I mean, Christian Bale, like, best performance of all the movies, best performance of his career, I would say. Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman, I mean, those guys are killing it. And the new people, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is awesome. I love his character. He's a real idealistic cop he plays in the movie. And, like, just one of the last few good cops. Marion Cotillard plays Miranda Tate, and I'm not going to talk about her character too much, but she's important. In the spoiler review, I'll get into it. She's an important character. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. A lot of people were skeptical. From the beginning, I said, I trust Christopher Nolan. That guy is a cinematic genius. If he casts Anne Hathaway must be good. So I saw the movie. Oh my gosh, I don't care if you're Halle Berry or Michelle Pfeiffer, Anne Hathaway kicked you. Like, Anne Hathaway just, no other Catwoman comes even close to Anne Hathaway. She's sexy, she's funny, so she can kick your. She stole a lot of scenes. If she was in the scene, chances are the thing you remember most is her from it. Unless Bane was there, because Bane's really scary and a bad mofo. So let's talk about the big guns, Tom Hardy. Holy crap. He is scary. Now, the villains, Batman's always kind of been like scary villains, because Scarecrow, he's pretty scary. A lot of that imagery from Batman Begins, frightening. For a PG-13 movie, really frightening. The Joker, scary. Like that guy, you see him, you turn around, you run. Joker is terrifying. Two-Face in The Dark Knight also, he's not there for long, but he's really scary looking. He's crazy too, so you're scared. Bane, if you put all the Batman villains in a room, Bane's just gonna break all their back. I mean, Bane is physically imposing. He's terrifying. This guy can take Batman on a fight and just beat the crap out of him. The fights he has with Batman are amazing. The filming was best filming of Christopher Nolan's Batman movies because, I mean, they were all kind of really up close and kind of chaotic. These are just mano a mano. It's Bane, it's Batman, they're going at it. Camera's far back, you can see exactly what's going on. And the sound of the punches hitting it's amplified by the theater, but it's just loud pops and, oh, every punch just grinds on you. It's gotta hurt like hell. And the fighting styles mix well. And wow, just great. Another quick thing I just remembered, I already finished the review and I'm going to fit this in the middle somewhere. There was a really funny cameo in this of someone from the past two movies, and I thought it was really funny, this cameo, so I just got to put that in there. It was really funny to see this character, how first movie progresses second into the third, and how his character sort of becomes less and less. It was so funny. The story of The Dark Knight Rises is, it's been 8 years since The Dark Knight, where Batman took the fall for Harvey Dent's death, and Bruce Wayne's become a shut-in. He's just sort of a broken man. He hides in his house, he never goes out, he needs to walk with a cane, he's a very weakened man. And then one day, Bane comes to town. He starts messing stuff up. I mean, man, this guy causes some damage. And Catwoman comes in the picture, and she is just awesome. And basically, Batman and Bane have a showdown eventually when Batman has to return to stop Bane. Some stuff happens. Batman gets pretty messed up. And he has to rise up again to become Batman again to try to stop Bane. Because he gets his hands on something really bad. He gets his hands on something that Marion Cotillard's character created with, like, Wayne Tech or whatever. It was supposed to be a renewable energy source or something. But because of problems, Bane is able to use her character and force her to sort of turn it into a giant atom bomb. And once he has this bomb, basically kind of blows up the bridges and basically sections off Gotham City and says, anyone tries to leave, blowing everybody up. I got someone somewhere that's got the detonator and they'll just kill you all. So, stay here. And basically just destroys Gotham City in a way. And I don't want to give away too much. So, that's all I can really tell. I'm just saying, the action, the directing, the acting, it's all great. The writing, great writing. I got one problem with this movie, and it's the score. It's a good score, but honestly, too much. Like, they use it throughout the whole movie, basically. There's hardly a moment where you get silence. There's these important dialogue scenes. People gotta talk, and it's important discussions. And the whole time, you got this music playing in the background, and a few of the times I found it pretty distracting. The music distracted me sometimes, and sometimes it actually drowned out some of the dialogue and scenes, and that doesn't help when you got Bane, because I'm gonna be honest, I can understand him pretty good, but when he's talking, and he's talking through that device, and he's also talking into like a microphone, and then you got this music kind of playing out through the background, it's a little hard, okay? Because his voice is, you can comprehend it, but when you got this music in the background that's playing too, it's like I gotta hear him through all this loud music. That's kind of hard. So tone down the music, have more quiet moments, because there is some and they were effective, but you needed more of it. The score, they just used it a little too much. And besides that, there's no problems. And it's just such a great movie. I mean, the villain, wow. Joker was good. Joker was pure chaos. Bane, he scares me more than the Joker. If I was in a room with the Joker, I could probably take him. Okay? He's a wiry guy, he'd probably beat me up, but at the end of the day, you could take Joker on a fight. Bane, like, Batman will take Joker on in a fight and he'll beat the crap out of him. He takes Bane on, Batman's getting broke. Like, Bane is a force in this movie. He's just a wrecking machine. And I mean, Tom Hardy, we know he's pretty freaking tough because all the way in Bronson, you see this guy's pretty scary. And he was bald in that movie too, so he's bald, he's buff, he wants to hurt you. Except for in Star Trek. And then Warrior, watch Warrior. Everyone saw this, okay, this is kind of show us what we're going to get with Bane. No. Tom Hardy in Warrior was pretty tough, scary dude, but you could still see how someone like Joel Edgerton could kind of take him in a fight. Tom Hardy in Warrior, Bane would kill him. Tom Hardy as Bane in The Dark Knight Rises is terrifying because that guy just can stand up to Batman and just hurt him. Like, Batman will just sit there and punch him, and Bane will just kind of like take it and just throw him. Like, Bane's scary. And I'm gonna tell you, there's a pattern with these movies with having villains. No, I can't spoil it. There's villains that are always parts of a bigger plan. Like, there's Scarecrow in Batman Begins, but then there was Ra's al Ghul, that was the big guy. And there's Joker, but he was the big guy, but at the same time, it didn't end when they beat Joker, because he had the backup plan of Harvey Dent, who was the big villain for the last part of the movie. And this one, you got Catwoman, and then there's Bane. And, yeah. And I don't want to spoil it, because there's more to that than what I'm saying. Because Catwoman, and then Bane, there's more to that than I can tell, and I can't spoil it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But this movie had some good, like, twists. And one of the twists in the movie, though, I did see coming, but one of them got me. And, like, I was like, oh, crap. But one of them I saw coming because I'm like, okay, I can see where you're going there. And, yeah. I'll explain that more in the spoiler review, so I'm going to get to that. If you don't see it in theaters, you're doing yourself a disservice. And if you don't like it, what's your problem? This is one of the greatest movies ever. It's better than The Dark Knight. I stand by that. This movie's better than The Dark Knight in, like, a lot of ways. The villain is scarier. The performance, Heath Ledger's performance is legendary, but Bane is also really, really good. And he had something the Joker didn't. I felt sympathetic to Bane at some points. His character, there was more to him than I thought there would be. Joker, there is complete crazy, and you don't know where he's going. But Bane, you kind of see, you know, he's just this guy. He's there. He's a force. He's gonna hurt you. He just wants to destroy, and he's all about that. But then you see another side to him, many other sides to him, and it's awesome. He's a very layered character, and that's why I like him so much. The action's better filmed. It's better all around. The acting, everything. This movie, if you don't like it, I don't know what your problem is, because why do you watch movies? This movie has almost everything. I don't care if you don't like Batman. This movie almost takes the fact that it's Batman and just kind of like throws it out. Like, yeah, superhero, so what? This movie's still great. It's like, it's not about a superhero. You forget that it's about a superhero and a guy in like a cape and stuff. It's just Bruce Wayne, and he's doing what he's got to do. It's just, I don't know how someone could not like it. And, you know, it's 2 hours, 40 minutes. Honestly, I was in the theater. I didn't feel that at all. I thought the movie went by actually kind of fast. Like, it felt like a solid hour, 50 minutes almost. Maybe 2 hours only. But that 40 minutes went by like, whew. I wish it was longer, because it's so good. And the ending, so satisfying, so great. And then I can see how the ending could have went another way, and I would have been satisfied with that. But the way it went was just as satisfying, and I really liked it. So I just gotta get into the spoiler review to talk about it. So, The Dark Knight Rises, and he just came up to me and punched me out, because this movie floored me. Like, I sat there, and parts of the movie I was just like I couldn't even speak. I was just sitting there like like I was just sitting there in amazement, like, oh yes. And in my head I was just like, oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. Oh. And I was just sitting there in the theater so stunned. So The Dark Knight Rises, A+. This movie's best movie of the year. Like, bent the Avengers over backwards and just slapped on the ass and said, go back to the drawing board. You got some homework to do. You want to be considered a good movie? You got to catch up to The Dark Knight Rises. And in terms of a sequel, I don't think they will. And if they do, that'd be a mistake, because to try and make a sequel to this is just a disservice to everything Nolan's done for the last... It's a disservice to what Christopher Nolan's been doing for the last 7 years. So a reboot seems most appropriate, and I want them to wait a while. I don't want The Amazing Spider-Man where let's do it over again just after a couple of years. Because The Amazing Spider-Man, let's be honest, good movie, but what did they do different? They talk all about, this is the untold story of Spider-Man. Nope, it was the goddamn same movie almost. It's good, but it's not that different. If they reboot Batman, which I know they will because they want the Justice League, wait like 10 years or something. Like, wait a while, figure out perfectly what you're going to do, and then go with it. Don't just rush it out and say, come on, we got to get a new Batman, got to make money, got to get a Justice League. No, you got to set it up, take your time, figure out exactly what you want to do, because you're going to top the Dark Knight. The Nolan trilogy, the new Batman movies have to top it, and they never will. I'm going to be honest. No superhero movies will ever top The Dark Knight Rises. And also the movie had a thing about it. I'm going to talk about it more in my spoiler review, but one of my favorite movies of all time, it probably is my favorite movie of all time, The Iron Giant. I hope you've seen that movie. If you don't, go watch this. There's a point in this movie, The Dark Knight Rises, that's lifted exactly from The Iron Giant. I don't know if it was on accident or Chris Nolan just really likes The Iron Giant. It's like, I'm going to remind people of that movie if they've seen it and make it work for Batman. Because something happens in this movie, and in The Iron Giant, it's the same exact thing that happens. It's amazing. And I liked it because I watched it, I'm like, that's an amazing moment of this movie. And then I sort of remembered a little bit after, that was in The Iron Giant. And that movie's awesome. That's a classic animation film. And I'm like, that was cool to see that. So, that's cool. Go see The Iron Giant too. I'll give that an A+ right now. Quick review of that. A+ for The Iron Giant. So that was my review. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, subscribe or like. And I'll see you in the spoiler-filled discussion. And please watch that once you've seen the movie, so I don't spoil it for you, because that would be so stupid of you.